As you guys can see, we are about to play the original God of War 3 on Android completely offline using the Olympus emulator. Let's get started. Yo, what's up guys, it's ApTreX here. In today's video, we'll be testing out God of War 3 inside the Olympus PS3 emulator for Android. If you guys haven't watched my video about a week ago, I showed you guys how to set up a brand new PS3 emulator for Android devices which runs using Termux and Termux X11. It is known as Olympus emulator. If you guys haven't watched that video, you can check it out on the iCard above. Anyways, in Olympus emulator, we'll be finally testing out games like God of War 3 and God of War Ascension. Well, before getting started, you'll need to apply the driver which I'm about to show you guys. It is known as wrapper. Afterwards, just go ahead and go to this first option and then start our Olympus PS3 emulator in the Termux X11. So here we go, our PS3 emulator has successfully started. You guys will be able to see I have already loaded God of War 3 as well as God of War 3 demo inside this emulator. Well, to start off, let me show you guys the settings that I'll be using inside the PS3 emulator which the Olympus PS3 emulator uses. In terms of CPU settings, you guys can copy the settings which I am showing to you right now. Afterwards, in GPU settings, default resolution has been set to 576p for best performance. Select the Vulkan renderer, and in terms of graphics device, it is using the Adreno 830 series GPU which is present in my Realme GT7 Pro. That's the device which I am using in today's video with a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. Anyways, moving forward, in terms of shader quality, make sure to set it to low. This is very important. Once that has been done, anti-aliasing, make sure to turn it off. Resolution scaling, as you guys can see, I have set it to 50%, so very low resolution, only 360p resolution. That is definitely required if you are trying to emulate games like God of War on your Android device. Afterwards, in terms of other settings, I have kept everything as default. Now I want to show you guys another thing which is most important, and that is the gamepad configuration. So you'll need to map your gamepad configuration according to your keyboard. And I know I have seen many videos where people have shown you how to use on-screen touch controls in PS3 emulator Android. Well, unfortunately guys, those touch controls do not work in game. Currently PS3 or the Olympus emulator only supports a keyboard, so you'll need to have either wireless or wired keyboard, and you'll need to pair the up, down, left and right buttons. As the buttons which you see, I have mapped up, down, left, right for triangle, square, circle and cross. Once you set up this control layout, you can tap on the save button. Well, I have already saved it. So the next step will be to start launching the game that we are about to try out in our today's video, the God of War 3. Well, let me talk about minimum requirements as we launch our game. You will need at least 8GB of RAM if you even want to try out this game on your own Android device. Along with that, you will need at least Snapdragon 888 processor or above for it to work. And as you guys can see, I have already compiled the PPU models. That's why this game is booting up super fast. And this is also the power of PS3's ARM64 native port build. If you try out this game on normal PS3 using Emulator, then it takes about 1 to 2 hours for the game to start. But instantly, as you guys can see, God of War 3 is about to start on our Android device. Just take a look at this. Sony Entertainment presents Santa Monica Studios, and even the audio output will be working. So let me increase the audio. Kratos is about to have his revenge only if this game works on this Android device. So here we go, I have successfully connected my Bluetooth keyboard to my Android device. Oops, almost dropped my phone right there. Nonetheless guys, I am very excited. I hope this game works after this cutscene is over. So you guys will be able to see everything looks fine, everything is being rendered properly. And the FPS which I might be getting, I forgot to enable the FPS bar unfortunately, but I think I am getting about 30 FPS stable during this cutscene. Now guys, one thing which you need to note is that this device has Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, so it might have incompatible drivers. But as far as I have seen, this game should work on this emulator on my Android device. Alright, there we go guys, God of War has successfully started on our Android devices. God of War 3. Well, that's pretty amazing I guess. And as I have mapped the up, down, left, right keys, not to up, down, left, right, but to actually cross, circle and everything else, we'll need to correctly control this game. So we'll just go ahead and start a new game. Game has crashed as soon as I was pressing or mashing the buttons, which is pretty unfortunate guys. I wasn't even able to go inside game. You guys can see entire Termux app had been forced closed. that's why the game crashed. So let me just go ahead and restart the Olympus emulator once again, and this time I'll simply lock Termux so that it's not removed from the background. I'll lock the Termux app and let's try out the PS3 emulator once again, and this time we'll also be enabling the performance overlay and we'll be trying out the game in 720p resolution. By the way guys, this time we'll also be able to see the FPS bar at the top left corner of our screen. Well, here we go, the game is about to begin, and at the top left corner you guys will be able to see we are getting about 20-21 FPS while emulating this game. And once again, Termux X11 has crashed unfortunately. Well, guess what guys, I don't like giving up and I have restarted this game, and let's see if everything works or not. So I am actually pressing the button, and as you guys can see we get difficulty options. So we'll go with God difficulty normal. And here we go, our game is about to start. Oh my god, we are about to play the original God of War 3 on our Android device. So there we go, will this game work or will it crash once again? Let's find out. Compiling shaders. And here we go, another cutscene as usual. I think this game has too many cutscenes to be honest. For someone who is trying to emulate it, it's really impossible. And well, one thing which I am noticing during this cutscene is the FPS bar at the top left corner. So it is showing that we are getting about 18 to 19 FPS while emulating God of War 3 on our Android device. And you guys will be able to see the graphics quality is actually pretty decent. Alright, here we go guys, finally we are seeing some amazing movements. The legendary cutscene. So finally guys, after waiting for 10-15 minutes just for this cutscene to end, our game is here. It is about to start. It should start. If it crashes then that's pretty unfortunate, as you will be able to see compiling shaders. Alright, here we go, looks like the game is actually starting. Will we be able to control Kratos? Let's find out. There are a lot of graphical issues as far as I can see, and here we go, looks like the game has crashed. Nope, the game is working still guys, as you will be able to see the first scene of God of War 3. We are literally about to play this game on our Android devices. Isn't it amazing? Well, obviously even on Snapdragon 8 Elite processor you guys will be able to see we are only getting about 6 to 7 FPS, which is definitely not playable at all. But at least the game has started. Here we go, the cutscene is finally over and our game is about to begin. Will our game crash? Let's find out. So no guys, our game has not crashed. You guys will be able to see I am actually using my keyboard to control Kratos. I am literally playing the original God of War 3 game on my Android device, emulating it natively on my mobile. And there we go, that's the crashing issue right there. So unfortunately guys, God of War 3 on Android, our dreams are still very far away from being stable. But do let me know in the comment section down below if I should test out God of War Ascension or not. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.